G'day, my name is Kev. The aim of my channel is to help people create and maintain ponds without spending a ton of money. Today I wanted to talk a little bit more in depth on DIY bog filters and how they work. A bog filter is a fantastic filter for anyone who's looking to create a low maintenance pond or water garden. This pond's using a homemade bog filter and a homemade skimmer. The water's crystal clear and the maintenance is negligible. Bog filters are just a scaled down version of a wetland. And wetlands are incredible water purifiers. In fact, a wetland can remove 96% of nitrogen and 97% of phosphorus. Both of these are leading cause of algae growth. A wetland or bog provides many different biological and chemical interactions that make this all possible. The bog filter or mini wetland contains loads of different types of bacterias, algae and microorganisms that work constantly to clean and purify the water. There are many different zones within the bog, some that are rich in oxygen and can quickly convert ammonia into nitrite and then nitrate. This makes the water safe for aquatic life, including the fish. Other zones will contain less oxygen and will be able to convert the nitrate into gas and remove it entirely from the pond. As well as the bacteria, which will occur naturally, you can also add lots of aquatic plants into the filter. This will further help remove excess nutrients like remaining nitrate and phosphate. What's really cool is all this action can be contained in an area as small as 10% of the pond's volume. By being able to confine the majority of these processes to the bog filter, we can have more open water in the pond. And I'm talking clean, clear water. No big algae blooms and certainly no green pea soup water. A bog filter is very efficient and cost effective. You don't need to move huge amounts of water through them for them to achieve success. That means you can save money on electricity as compared to commercial filters that need huge volumes of water moving through them to work. And you can create them out of anything that will hold water, so they're really cheap to make. I've got videos on 3 different styles of bog filters that I've created for my own ponds. I'll leave a link to the playlist down in the description. The 3 types that I've got is the one that I'm running on this pond, which is what I call a bog in a barrel. I also have a pond running a half barrel bog. Both are super cheap to make and provide clean, clear water every time. Then I've got the type that I call a mini bog. These I like to use when I'm going to put the filter above the pond, like in this wine barrel. This little barrel has way too many fish, but again, the water clarity is just incredible, and that's the beauty of a bog filter. And then I've got the supersized model that I'm using up here on my dream pond. This one is a little more expensive. It is because of the size, because you need to use pond liner because of the unusual shape and how large it is. So the EPDM pond liner, it's thick and it's durable, but it is expensive. But if you're gonna build a pond this big, then yeah, you're going to have some expense. I've still gone full DIY mode on the components to make the bog though, so that's literally saved thousands of dollars. Currently this pond is still under construction, so no nice finished product pictures. If you subscribe, you'll be one of the first to see when it's all finished though. This pond is running 2 bog filters. So when I'm making a bog filter, there's a few rules I like to follow. The first rule is I prefer to move the water from the bottom of the filter to the top. This is called an upflow bog. Secondly, we want the flow to be nice and slow. We're trying to recreate a wetland environment, and of course water moves very slowly through wetlands in nature. To give you some idea, the water is taking between 10 and 15 minutes to pass through this bog filter. Next, it needs to be easy to clean. So on this big filter, I have a large barrel that I can place a pump in to completely empty the filter. What's going to happen is a lot of small solid materials from the pond are going to pass through the pump and end up in the filter. Because of the slow flow, these will settle in the bottom of the filter. So having an easy way to remove them is important to prevent all the rock and the gravel from clogging. As far as maintenance goes, a good flush and backwash once a year is generally all that's needed, provided the filter is sized appropriate for the pond. I do have a video talking about the ideal size for a bog filter for different types of ponds, so I'll put a link down to that video as well in the description. When I build the barrel style bogs, I like to incorporate a valve down the bottom of the barrel so that clean and flush out is super easy. The small patio ponds are a bit different. They have a pipe in the middle of the filter that can be removed to completely drain it. Again, I have a video showing how these mini bogs are flushed out if you're interested in watching that one. I will also say that as good as a bog filter is, if you want a really super low maintenance pond, don't overstock it with fish. To give you an idea, this little pond holds 1,000 litres and I've only got 8 or so goldfish in it. To build one yourself doesn't need a lot of special tools or hard to find equipment. All you really need is a container, and this can be anything that'll hold water, UV stabilised storage tubs, old baths, stock troughs, olive barrels, IBCs, or if you want to go the big model, some pond liner. If you're going to be building one of the container models, you'll need a drill, hole saw and hacksaw, some pipe and fittings, a bulkhead or uni seal to create a watertight seal. I'll put a link for those down in the description just so you know what I'm talking about there, and some sort of valve to make the cleaning a breeze. Whether you're going big or small with your bog, aim to have a layer of rock and gravel at around 60 centimetres or 2 feet thick. Obviously that's not possible on the mini bog, but on the other two it is. You want to layer the larger rocks on the bottom and gradually get smaller as you go up. Layering the rocks like this is going to help you create those different zones for the bacteria to live in. The water coming in down the bottom's going to be rich in oxygen and it's going to be depleted as it moves up through the bog. Remember, this is okay because these bacteria that are living in those low oxygen environments are actually going to be able to convert the nitrate into a gas, which really helps you complete the cycle on the pond. And just by having the larger rocks on the bottom really lets the solid material settle out down here in the base, so hopefully they're not going to float up and clog into those smaller rocks that are near the top, and this is going to make your maintenance much easier long term. And obviously you're going to need a way to circulate water through the bog. The easiest way to do this is with a submersible pump, but you can use an air pump if the bog is only slightly higher than the main pond. I might do a video in the future on just showing how you can pump water around using air. If you're interested, just let me know in the comment section and I'll do a video on that. And when the water's returning to the pond, it's a good idea to splash it back, to have some kind of splash. This helps reoxygenate the water, remember all those purifying processes have been consuming oxygen in the filter. Even small streams and waterfalls taking the water from the filter back into the main pond are going to help reoxygenate the water. I think these types of filters work best when used in conjunction with a skimmer or an intake bay, because they're skimming water off the surface. You're getting that oxygen-rich water down into the bottom of the bog filter. I have videos showing how I've made my own skimmers and intake bays. Again, I'll put those in the descriptions along with the videos showing how I build those different types of bog filters. I hope this video has been helpful and not too boring. If it was helpful, give it a thumbs up, and if you have any questions, throw them down in the comments section and I'll do my best to reply. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.